we turn the air off on the regulator. You can turn it off on the air motor as well. Listen to the air expel. That means there's no air over the air motor to push that down. So if I release any section here, if I release fluid out of the gun, if I release fluid out of the dump valve, if there was air on the air motor, it'd actuate. Listen to that. There's no air on the air motor. So just to reiterate that, if I put air back on that, by winding the regulator on, there you go. Okay? So I wind that pressure off the regulator. The valve's open. What does that mean? If I take the safety off, I don't have any pressure. With no pressure, I'm safe. So what am I safe to do? Well, the imperative thing is that I need to get those filters out of there and out of here to ensure that they are cleaned and replaced. So the best part about this type of gun is that it's easy access for the operator. So built within the tip guard or the hand guard for the trigger is a spanner on the bottom of the stem of the gun itself, which enables me to undo the filter housing barrel from the bottom of the gun. Now, with this particular gun, what you'll find is there's the filter, and that's in the end of the gun. So that's up in the barrel. Filter's up there like so. So it's a very fine filter. What we'll do is we'll give it a tub, make sure it's nice and clean. And what you're looking for with these filters is you're checking for holes in the filter, and what they'll look like is just like someone's put a nail in there. So if you get an accumulation of product in here, it accumulates around this little filter. It can't possibly get through because you're pumping so much pressure into the back of it. So what it'll do is it'll pop a little hole in there and continue its stream. So like anything, once it's condensed and pressed, it's looking for somewhere to get out. So that's why it's important that periodically you rinse these filters. So that's my filter, it's nice and clean. With this particular gun, there's a locator, or there's a pin on the handle. So the handle slides off like so. There's an O-ring there with a bit of lubricant around it. That's to enable this to move around and also seal towards the bottom of the stem. The handle piece with a roll pin in the top, it's very easy, if you're not careful, to actually turn this body or the head of the gun, turn it inappropriately with pressure on it and actually break that pin off. So when you undo this gun, it's important you pull the handle barrel towards the bottom so that you don't break that roll pin off. So what do I do when I tighten it up? Do I hold it still? What do I do? I could break that pin off. What I suggest you do is get the guard out of the way, turn the gun around and get the pin to go up into the bottom of the gun, then turn the whole lot together. That way you won't possibly break the pin off. So here I'm winding it back on, like so, and I haven't broken the pin off. So remember, that's a trap for young players. So as far as the gun itself, we know that the gun is clean on the outside. What we want to do now is make sure that we replace our filter to ensure that the clean filter goes back in there. Up in the top of this gun head, there's a nylon seal. It is, Teflon seal. So what it does is it seals that taper on the handle up into the head. Be careful when you wash this up because that can fall out. If it does fall out and you put the handle and the head back together, it is a nylon, this nylon seal. If you drop the nylon seal or lose it in the bucket, when you put the gun body back on, this will leak profusely all over your hand, but more to the point, it can actually inject your hand with the material when it escapes past that taper. So please ensure that when you put this gun head back on that stem, that nylon seal or washer is back in place. That washer also is a half moon shape to accommodate that taper. It happens to be that shape the minute it's done up from new. So if I give that a rinse in the gun head itself to make sure that that's clean in there, make sure your brush is nice and clean. Give that a dunk. Now, The armchair experts say, oh no, I just take the gun off like that. Off I go. Just dunk that in there, mate. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy days. Wrong. What happens is if you immerse that in solvent all night, there's two seals in there. They become soft. The solvent will actually undermine their integrity. So it is wrong to leave that immersed overnight. We clean this and we put it all back together.